Zombieland Double Tap. The sequel to Zombieland recently came out, so I rewatched the original, and it gave me some thoughts. And naturally, since I have a YouTube channel now, here is a video of me talking about it. In case you didn't know, Zombieland is a comedy from 2009 about 4 individuals coming together to form their own little family amidst the zombie apocalypse. Unlike most fiction taking place in the zombie apocalypse, this film takes a more positive spin on it. There are no painful deaths, tragic losses, corrupted souls, emotional breakdowns, apathy, long depressive monologues about how terrible the world has become. Yeah, I'm pretty much just talking about The Walking Dead now. Yet the zombie apocalypse portrayed in this movie is on a technical level still very familiar to that of The Walking Dead and other stories. Just as gruesome, harsh and dangerous. A world where the majority of human life has been extinguished and replaced by mindless brain eaters. What is different? What is the source that gives Zombieland this optimistic touch? It is the characters. And yes, I know, this is a comedy, of course, it's supposed to be fun and not all doom and gloom like The Walking Dead. But my argument is that it is these characters' approach and reactions to the zombie apocalypse and how it affects them that creates this optimistic angle. That these characters could have just as well showed up in The Walking Dead and the results would be the same. If it wasn't for the fact that fun is outlawed on that show. No. The thing these 4 characters have in common is that unlike most people, the zombie apocalypse suits them so well, but for wildly different reasons. The whole movie is essentially about how these 4 people find happiness and fulfillment in this unlikely place, but it also gives rise to a broader idea on the subject. But before that, let's go through each character and find out what makes them work so well in the apocalypse. First, we have the 2 sisters, Wichita and Little Rock. In this case, we have it where the zombie apocalypse just improved their already chosen lifestyle. From a flashback, we find out they were orphans who made their living by scamming people for their money. The 2 of them with only each other, constantly crouching under the law. Granted, there are not many people left alive in the world to scam, but there is also no police force any longer that can threaten their livelihood. In the apocalypse, they are free to coast by doing what they have always been doing to survive. No longer in any need to worry about the law getting in their way.
You need some help?
Now that you mention it.
We'll take your weapons, your car keys, your ammunition.
And if you got it, sugar will stop.
What the fuck?
Tallahassee actually have a tragic backstory. We find out his son died in the beginning of the apocalypse. Kinda surprised this dark moment didn't have any more effect on him. Well, whatever, because Tallahassee's reasons for thriving in the apocalypse lies in the more shallow side anyway. He just takes so much enjoyment out of it, whether it's killing zombies or breaking abandoned stores. Living this crazy wild life is just so well fitting for this gun-loving, shoot-happy redneck cowboy. At this level, there's no personal depth, just pure enjoyment of the chaos that exists within Zombieland.
Tallahassee had a sick sense of humor when it came to zombies.
Last, we have our main character, Columbus, which is our most interesting subject. Columbus is someone you absolutely wouldn't think would have a good time in the hectic zombie apocalypse. He doesn't have a rogue or wild lifestyle like the other characters. He was an antisocial nerd that preferred shutting himself indoors playing video games when the zombie virus struck. Thriving in the apocalypse for Columbus does not come from it matching with his lifestyle like Wichita and Little Rock, or matching with his personality like Tallahassee. No, it is what the apocalypse resulted in that improved his personal life. He was a very lonely person who both missed having a family and wanted a girlfriend. The apocalypse managed to give him both.
That face? That's me realizing that those smart girls in that big black truck, and that big guy in that snakeskin jacket, they were the closest to something I'd always wanted, but never really had. A family.
As someone who can sort of relate to Columbus, it reminded me of having similar speculation to that which is being presented in this film. Lonely nerds like myself and Columbus do what we do because we like it. Being by ourselves, playing video games, watching movies and shows, arguing about unimportant stuff on the internet, making YouTube videos in hope of not having to go out and get a real job, you know, that kind of stuff. But even though it seems so perfect, maybe it just isn't the way to optimize your happiness. This could apply to anyone regardless how you live your life. The idea is that we do not know how we should live our lives to truly be happy. That other factors decide what our daily lives look like. Instant gratification, habit, goals and ambitions. But what if we were stripped out of our daily lives and forced into something that on the surface seems so much worse? But could that actually turn out to be for the better? It is what we see happen with Columbus in Zombieland. It is important to note that this is not a story about a man who finds his true purpose in life, who finds out what he is good at or loves to do. For sure, Columbus is very competent at surviving the apocalypse with all his rules he adheres to, but he doesn't actually like anything about the zombie apocalypse, or does anything remarkably better than anyone else. To be honest, he truly doesn't fit in with this environment. It is just that this radical shift in his life managed to turn out for the better, when he no longer can do what he quote-unquote wants to do. If his life would have remained undisturbed, would he have ever found fulfillment? It truly makes you reflect on your own life. In the end, these characters' adaptiveness to the zombie apocalypse produces the following questions. Would some of us benefit from getting our life turned upside down? Would some of us be happier even if it meant the world became an objectively worse place? Would you be better off in Zombieland? And yes, please answer in the comments. I need more of those.
They're in the back, aren't they?
Just me.
I'm really sorry. She was like a crouching tiger.
You got taken hostage by a 12-year-old?
Well, girls mature faster than boys. She's way ahead of where I was at that age.
Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter for updates on future videos at Zvarri28. And remember, subscribe. Hej då!
I'm not great at farewell, so, that'll do, pig.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.